I would like to welcome you to day 3 of the Erotic City 40 Symposium. We had a blast yesterday, and we have to give a massive thanks to Mr. Von Terry. Yes. Yes, yes, my new play uncle as well. Yes, so amazing. If you missed that, and I know we're having problems with the live stream, hopefully the video won't have the glitches. We'll see, and you'll be able to watch that. It's a do not miss conversation, and I gotta just give one more hand to Mr. Von Terry. So exciting, as Morris Day would say. It was so exciting. And in my bedroom. Okay, all right, this is actually Apollonia 6/Sheila E Day. And thank you. It was painful to put them on the same day. But this is the first time we've actually celebrated 4 albums at the same time. And to be honest, also a film. So we were actually celebrating 5 things at the same time, the Purple Rain album and the Purple Rain film. So that's the reason why this particular weekend is jam-packed with a lot of programming. So since I'm talking to you, and who knows how I'll be at the end of the day, I want to talk a little bit about next year for those of you who are interested. So next year we'll be celebrating 1985, and we'll be celebrating 3 albums next year. We're going to go back to the 3, and those 3 albums are obviously Around the World in a Day. Yes, it needs to be celebrated. I love that album so much, and in terms of just like the press and critical acclaim. You know, we hear sometimes about Sign of the Times in the press, and sometimes obviously Diamonds and Pearls. But in terms of like post-Prince media, there's not a lot of conversation around the World in a Day, and I think that there should be more conversation around the World in a Day. And then in addition to that, we are also going to celebrate the family. Yes. So we're going to celebrate the family, and then because I love me some Sheila E., we're also going to celebrate Romance 1600. Yes. So that's going to be either in person or virtual. I haven't figured it out yet. And then definitely virtually, and at a different point in the year next year, we are going to celebrate the Gold Experience. Yes. So I know that you guys will be looking forward to that. And then hopefully you guys will come back later in the year when we do a virtual symposium. And right now it's 2 days. It might be 2 days and 1 evening. I have to figure it out for the Come album. So I am very excited about that. That's one of my favorite albums that Prince has ever done. And obviously we want to give more love to for Prince's 90s output. And to be honest, to all of Prince's output, not just the 80s. Obviously, this is a landmark year because of an amazing feat that a 24-year-old, 25-year-old was able to accomplish with this mega movie of Purple Rain and album. But I thought it was really important to showcase Prince also as a producer. So that's the reason why we also celebrated Ice Cream Castle by the Time on Friday. And today, again, we'll be celebrating Apollonia 6's self-titled debut, as well as actually Sheila E.'s debut as a solo artist, The Glamorous Life. Yes. So I want to go through today and let you know what we have on the docket. We will end a little bit earlier. And, well, not really early, but earlier than 10 o'clock, like we did last night with Jason Orr's pre-screening. A lot of gratitude to Jason for sharing that with us.
That was excellent.
It was excellent. It was a lot of information. I can't even go into it. It was so much that was covered. So we're grateful for that opportunity. And the reason why I wanted to show that again was to show reverence to the 20th anniversary of musicology. And so, yes, real music by real musicians. So that was my way of celebrating that album, because Prince did a lot of covers on that particular tour. And I think that he would have enjoyed that doc. I really do think that he would have gotten a lot of, he would appreciate it, what the social justice aspect of it and all of those things. All right, so we're doing the welcome right now. At 9:30, we're going to have the Apollonia 6 roundtable that I am extremely excited about. Yes, and that's going to be moderated by Miss India, and then we also on that roundtable will have Rhonda Nicole, the lovely Rhonda Nicole. Yes, and then we're also going to have Chinesha Scott, and we're going to have the most beautiful girl in the world, Tammy Sharp. Yes, amazing. We're going to have a fashion contest, and I think I know who's going to win. Already know. All right, and then at 11:30, we're going to have our Apollonia 6 presentations. I'm going to be honest with you. These are the presentations that I have been looking forward to all weekend. So I can't wait. Because Apollonia 6, out of the 4 albums that we're celebrating this weekend, Apollonia 6 is the album that I play all the time. It is my favorite album from '84. And I think it needs to get more love. Why? Because it's Prince. And it's Prince. And if you listen to the music, you'll hear how amazing it is. So I hope that the roundtable, as well as the presentations, will get you to go back and listen to the album. And obviously the album is out of print. I don't even know if it's on Spotify. You can, it's not on Spotify. You can't get it. But you can do your Googles, as Michael Dean would say, and you can actually find it on YouTube. So I realized that I don't even have my gloves on. I gotta up my game because Tammy's here. So I gotta show up for Tammy. So let me put my gloves on. All right, and then so after the Apollonia 6 presentations, we are, and the moderator for the Apollonia 6 presentations will be Chris Aguilar Garcia. And Chris has participated previously in virtual symposia, but this is the first time he will be with us for in-person. And then Zach Hoskins is going, yes. And so I got down on my knees. I begged him, please do an Apollonia 6 presentation. Because if anybody's going to do an Apollonia 6 presentation, it should be Zach Hoskins. For those of you, why? Because he has this blog called Dance, Music, Sex, Romance. And if you go to it, he has written about every single song on the album. And he's just a wonderful writer and thinker. And so I can't wait for that. And then also we're going to have someone new joining us for the first time at any symposia, Craig Seymour, and I'm really excited about, their presentation. It's going to be amazing. And Craig is based out of Miami. I don't know why I thought Craig was based out of DC, but it's based out of Miami. So I'm so grateful that he came. And then we will also have our final presentation by the brilliant Brittany Proctor-Bill, who is a professor at the New School and wrote a book about Minnie Riperton's Come to My Garden, a 33rd and a 3rd book. And Minnie Riperton's Come to My Garden is one of my favorite albums of all time. Actually, Minnie Riperton, her last album is the first album that I asked my mom to buy for me ever. So I have a lot of love for Minnie Riperton. So I was thrilled when her book was published. And then at 1 o'clock, we will have lunch on your own. And hopefully you've gotten acclimated. And if you haven't, and meaning like you're new, I don't see any newbies. Do we have any new people here? Like, I don't think so. So if you see anybody that hasn't been here and they look a little lost or lonely, please reach out to them and ask them out for lunch or for dinner. We want everyone to feel welcome. We don't want them to feel alone. Then after our lunch, we are going to start with our Glamorous Life Roundtable. And I may or may not moderate. I might have Zaire moderate. He doesn't know this yet. But I think he'll do a good job, only because I'm tired. But obviously this is really important to me. And unfortunately, Anil Dash can't make it because he's under the weather. And I hope Anil feels better soon. My heart broke, but obviously, he's not feeling well. So what can we do? He's not feeling well. But so he's definitely going to be missed today. So it's just going to be myself, Zahir, Miles Marshall Lewis, and Elliot H. Powell. And I'm so excited for this conversation. I could tell you a story about this. I will tell you a story about it because I think it's hilarious and I want to document this on camera so I remember this, because sometimes my memory isn't the best. So this would have been our 12th consecutive time meeting as, the last time for the Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe virtual celebration, Miles Marshall Lewis broke the chain. So we had met on all the symposium and other events for 11 consecutive times until Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe. But Miles got stuck in some country, some airline, he didn't do it intentionally or anything. And now, Anil can't be here, but we had a very long run of us being together. And because they were the first, when we did the very first event back in 2017 for Sign of the Times, we only had one panel, and that panel were what I call the core four and myself. So it's a really special panel to me. But so every year when we get together, when we have multiple albums, I have one of them decide which one we're going to talk about. So it was Miles's time to select which album we were going to talk about. They're the first one to choose, anything of any symposium. And so Miles was like, I want to talk about Glamorous Life. I was like, okay. And this was last year. I asked him almost immediately after Triple Threat, if not before, what do you want to talk about? And so I saw Zaire because he spoke at NYU last week. And Zaire was like, Elliot called me and was asking, why did I choose Glamorous Life? And I really wanted to say, well, actually, you didn't choose Glamorous Life, but I didn't say anything. He kept talking about why we should talk about Glamorous Life, and I let it go. And then Zaire sent us an email earlier this week talking about all the things we should talk about the Glamorous Life. And then Miles texted me and was like, I chose Glamorous Life. He was like, why does he think he chose the Glamorous Life? And I was like, it's okay, Miles. It's okay. Just let him think that he chose the Glamorous Life. And I was like, well, just let it roll. And then Miles had already responded to the email. I didn't see it. And he was like, what makes you think that you chose the Glamorous Life? And he was like, D'Angela? And I was like, Miles. So I just thought that was so funny. So obviously, I don't know how Elliot feels, but 3 out of the 4 people today really want to talk about the Glamorous Life. So that should be a really great conversation. And then after that, we are going to have just a couple of Glamorous Life presentations. And we're going to have that moderated by the lovely Tanya Giddings. Yeah. Yes. Who actually is joining us for the first time as a participant in the symposium, as opposed to an attendee. And obviously, Tanya is very beloved in the Prince community with all of her work through the Purple Paisley Brunch. So I am very excited that she's with us. Then we're going to have Dr. Mari do a presentation on the Glamorous Life, and as well as Karen Turman. So that is how we will end our day, except we're going to have a fashion contest. And today, for those of you who might be joining us later, I hope that you'll dress up. I see today is the day. I'm seeing people coming in with lace, Yeah, they got the memo today. I didn't know about yesterday and the day before, but today they got the memo. So if you're coming in later, today you can wear purple lace, satin, velvet, buttons, pearls, fringe, fishnet, florals, and feather boas. And we had a feather boa last night with Mr. Von Terry. Yes, yeah, we did. And then for those of you who want to celebrate Apollonia 6, obviously, magenta and lace and all that, and as well as teal blue, pearls, sequins, lame, because Sheila wore a lot of lame during the Purple Rain tour and this particular era, as well as cheetah print. And I don't know, were you guys like amazed by the suit Mr. Von Terry had of the half cheetah print and the half teal blue? Like, amazing. So that has always been one of my favorite outfits of Sheila, the Glamorous live video. And like when I saw that photo, I almost like just dropped out of my chair. I was like, oh my God, that is just so sharp. So we're so grateful again for Mr. Terry for joining us. And then we'll take 15 minutes to close and it will be a wrap. Now, didn't it go by super fast? Yes, it always does. It always does. But that means you need to savor every moment today. Savor every moment and make sure that you fellowship with one another. And so let's make some other announcements. The most important announcement, which is the Wi-Fi password. For those of you who may not have joined us these past 2 days, you want to use the NYU Guest Network, and the username is on number 498. So you might want to take a photo of this because I'm not going to keep it out. And then when you come through the door, you'll actually see it to the left on the outer door, not the inner door. You'll see it on the left, kind of like eye level, if you need to see it again once I take this down. And the password is case sensitive. So it's lowercase h, capital D, 7-Q1, capital M, capital N for Minnesota. I'm just kidding. Yes, did you? Yeah, it's for Minnesota. Right, Portia? Yes, definitely. So that was just random, but sometimes the stars align and things happen. We love that when that happens. All right, and I just want to remind everyone that about the announcements. If you go to the website, actually, and you go scroll all the way up and you go to the menu and you click on announcements, okay, and then it disappeared. You click on the announcements. I'm doing all sorts of crazy stuff now. It shows you how tired I am. It just disappeared. Okay, we'll do this way. I'll show you. So you go to the website, eroticcitypolarsolid.com. Also, you can use the bit.ly link, and then you click on announcements, and you can actually see all the announcements from previous days. And this is our announcement for today. And the reason why I'm taking the time to do this is I just want to show you where you can find all of the food options. In addition to the food options, you can also see where you can go get some coffee. And yeah. So just be aware of that. And then again, when you click on the link for the street, it will take you to a Google map that's mapped from 370J, which is where we are currently. So what I'm going to do next is we actually have several minutes before we're going to get started at 9:30. So about 6 minutes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put up the Menti code. And then once we get the panel up here, we will keep the Menti code up here for a little bit, and then we'll move to the another screen. So that's, yeah, because that's so hard to read. I wish they would change that interface. So I've been creating another one so you can see the number better. Let's see. PC. That's a little bit better. 86820343 Menti.com. And what I suggest that you do is just go ahead and put it in your phone so that as people are talking, you can just like put in your question on the spot so you don't have to remember what your question was towards the end. So that's what I would recommend that you do. So what's going to happen is that the moderator will ask some questions of the panelists, and then I'm going to give them around my iPad, and then they'll be able to see your questions, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we're going to take just like a 5-minute break, and then we'll get back started at 9:30. Thank you so much for being here. For all of you right now in this room, thank you, and all of you on the live stream, thank you.